Some monuments are just buildings, but every now and then you find one that has a real-life story, one that's written in stone over thousands of years. So let's dive into the incredible biography of one of these, the Great Stupa at Sanchi. It's a story that spans over 2,300 years. And here it is. Just look at that. It's an absolute marvel of ancient architecture and one of the oldest stone structures in all of India. The sheer scale of that massive dome, the incredible, intricate stories carved into those gateways, it's just a testament to centuries of faith and artistry. Now, does this magnificent structure look a little familiar to you? You might have seen it a lot more recently than you think. Yep. If you've handled a 200 rupee note, you've literally held a piece of this ancient treasure in your hand. It's right there on the back, a daily reminder of India's immense cultural heritage. So, where did this all begin? Well, for that, we have to travel way back in time, to the 3rd century BCE, and to the vision of one of India's greatest emperors. The Great Stupa didn't always look like this. Not at all. It started out as a much simpler, hemispherical dome made of brick. It was built by the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka to house the sacred relics of the Buddha himself. This is probably what that first version looked like. Smaller, simpler, built from brick, but already a profoundly sacred site. And notice that tall pillar standing beside it? That's a super important part of the story we're going to get to in just a moment. Right at the very top, it was crowned by something called a chhatra. Think of it like a royal parasol. It was a powerful symbol, representing high rank and acting as a kind of symbolic shelter for the holy relics that were enshrined deep inside the stupa's core. Now, you might be wondering why Sanchi? It wasn't just some random location. For Emperor Ashoka, this place was personal. Sanchi was near Vidisha, which was the hometown of his wife, Queen Devi, and it's actually where they got married. Okay, remember that pillar from the drawing? This was it. An incredible 42-foot-tall column of polished sandstone, put there by Ashoka himself. The drawing on the left shows you what it would have looked like in its full glory. And on the right, well, that's what's left today. A powerful, broken reminder of just how much time has passed. And carved right onto that very pillar was an edict, a decree from Ashoka. It basically laid out penalties for anyone trying to cause division in the Buddhist community. His wish was crystal clear, that the Sangha may be united and may long endure. These were his hopes, literally carved in stone. But this is where the monument story takes a really dramatic turn. After Ashoka's time, the stupa actually faced destruction, only to be reborn, bigger and even grander than before. So in the 2nd century BCE, that original brick stupa was damaged, maybe even destroyed. Now, some historians think this happened during the rise of the Shunga Empire, which came right after the Mauryans. It was a real moment of crisis for the monument. But out of that crisis came an incredible rebirth. And the scale of this transformation was just immense. The original brick stupa, that's what you see on the left, was completely encased in stone, and its diameter nearly doubled. This became the foundation for the stupa we see today. And the expansion didn't stop there. A stone railing, or a balustrade, was built all the way around it, and the dome itself was placed on a high circular drum. This created an elevated walkway for devotees to perform circumambulation, which is a really important Buddhist ritual. All right, so with its new form established, Sanchi was about to become a canvas. This next phase is where the monument truly starts to speak, telling amazing stories for everyone to see. Now this is interesting. While the Great Stupa's railings were kept pretty plain, a nearby smaller stupa, stupa number 2, became a total showpiece. Its decorations are considered the oldest extensive stupa carvings ever found. This was nothing short of a revolution in Buddhist art. And this is such a crucial point. Sanchi is basically the birthplace of Buddhist narrative art. For the very first time, the core stories of the faith, the Buddha's birth, his enlightenment, his first sermon, were being carved in stone for everyone to see. And what's fascinating is the evidence of how it happened. They found little mason marks in a foreign script that suggests skilled artisans traveled all the way from the Gandhara region in the far northwest to do this groundbreaking work. And just look at the detail in this carving. It really looks like it's depicting a foreigner on a horse, maybe a Greek or Scythian visitor. This tells us that this wasn't just some isolated religious art. Sanchi was a window into the cosmopolitan world of ancient India, a true crossroads of cultures and ideas. And it gets even more fascinating. Here, we see this amazing blend of cultures and mythologies. A woman riding what looks just like a centaur, a creature from Greek mythology. The artists at Sanchi were clearly drawing from this huge world of imagery, creating a vibrant visual language that was entirely new and spoke to a really diverse audience. So, from a simple brick mound to this sprawling complex of art and architecture, Sanchi's biography is just so rich and complex. Let's wrap things up by looking at why this site is still a true world treasure. Sanchi's importance is just immense. For one, it's one of India's oldest and best preserved stone monuments. It also gives us a complete visual timeline of early Buddhist art and architecture, all in one place. The site even has some of the very first freestanding temples ever built in India, so it's really no surprise it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site back in 1989. Seeing it all together like this, you get a real sense of its enduring power, each and every element. The Great Stupa, the smaller ones, the gateways, the temple remains, is a chapter in a story that just continues to inspire awe. The story of Sanchi really proves that monuments aren't just built, they evolve. They're born, they get damaged, they're reborn, and they're reimagined, soaking up the stories of their time. And it kind of leaves us with a question, doesn't it? What story will the structures we build today tell about us in 2,000 years?